Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. Okay, I hope you click on that subscribe button and get to know me a little bit better, and hopefully you enjoy watching my contents. Okay. My name is Marian Momo. I'm a labor and delivery nurse. And on my channel, I talk about nursing. I do a little bit of lifestyle, so you get to know more about me. And I am just here sharing my nursing journey of how far I've come and where I'm trying to get to the rest of my nursing career. All right. To all of my new subscribers, welcome. I really appreciate you guys. For whatever reason made you click on that subscribe button. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I survived my first year of graduate school. Okay. If you've been following me, you know that about a year ago, I got accepted into the nurse midwifery program at Frontier Nursing University. And right about when I got accepted into the program, I also found out that I was pregnant. Okay. Praying to God for all these things, I was just like, okay, I'm trying to get pregnant and it's not happening. So I'm getting bored. Let me think about what the next plan is. Go to school. And I said, let me apply to graduate school. I applied, was all excited, of course, waiting to start my program. And then God decided to bless me, of course. And I was very happy, but then I was like, oh my God, what did I just get myself into? So anyway, I got the acceptance letter. I was super excited. And then I got my news, about my pregnancy. Very excited as well. And then I was like, oh my Lord. So I was talking to one of my friends and we were just talking about the whole thing. I'm like, girl, how am I going to do this? Yada, yada. I don't know how this pregnancy is going to be. And, with taking classes, I've been out of school for a decade, So I'm like, I read articles and research and things like that on my spare time, but it's different, from committing to something that, okay, this is going to be graded. I have to do this. I have a set assignments. I have papers. I have this and I have that. It's different. So then she was like, well, you prayed for all this and it's happening now. When God gives, he pours. So get ready for it. I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna, soak it all in and do it. All right. So fast forward to beginning of the term. Of course, I was a few months into my pregnancy. So I was like, let's see how this goes. Graduate school is hard. Very hard, okay? I am not sugarcoating anything. If you're out there thinking about applying, just make sure that your life, you have things together, you're really ready, you're mentally prepared, because it's definitely going to drain you. It's going to take so much from you. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just being real. So it's hard. And it's hard because you're going to be transitioning from just being an RN to an advanced practicing registered nurse, okay, where you're going to be getting more training and your responsibilities are going to be more. You're going to be trained to like help diagnose and prescribe medications and doing all these things. These are life-changing decisions for people, when it comes to their healthcare. So if this is something you're definitely thinking of getting into, you have to be ready, because people are going to count on you to help them, to make sure that you guide them in taking care of themselves and, their well-being and everything. So, of course, it's expected that, the programs are challenging. And as an individual, you also need to challenge yourself and know that, I can do it regardless. And so that's just one thing I want to put out there. So anyway, my first few classes was just, one of them was just like the history of nurse midwifery. So it was very interesting. And then A lot of the classes are advanced classes. Most of them are just building up on classes that we did in nursing school. So like advanced pathophysiology, advanced physical health assessment, advanced pharmacology. Get me started. Anyway, when I started, of course, everything was going well with my schooling and my pregnancy. At one point, I thought I was having like preterm labor. So yeah, I was admitted for like a couple of days, and everything went well. I was able to carry my baby to term, and then I had a cesarean delivery. So the craziest thing I did after like a term into school, my next term was when I had the baby. So school was supposed to start like April 4th, I think. And then I had him like April 12th. So then I was coming right out of the hospital with a fresh, surgery and have a newborn baby. And yes, with my crazy self, I'm doing school, okay, taking classes. I don't know what I was thinking. Even one of my instructors was like, "What were you thinking, girl?" I was like, "I don't know. I just don't want to take a break because if I do, I know it's going to be so hard for me to come back." So, anyway, I decided to take two classes, not just one, two. And let me tell you, one of those classes, advanced pathophysiology and epidemiology and biostatistics. Now, if you know these classes, you know they're not easy classes. Advanced patho kicked my butt, for a lack of a better word. I was having exams like every week. And I had like some of the, exams were like two chapters, or some of them were like was a whole chapter. So these were like pages and pages of stuff that I had to read, attend live lectures, of course, read stuff that were posted online. And my whole school is just online, so you have to make sure that you really really stay on top of all of your classes. Okay, one of the things that has really helped me is of course being organized and making sure you plan your time accordingly. Time management is very very important. So what I did, or what I've been doing, is that I get a planner, and when classes start the very first day, I make sure I put all my classes in there, so I know exactly when my exams are due, when my papers are due, when I'm having live sessions, when I'm having just everything that has to do with my classes goes on there. The days that I work, the days that my kid has activities and things like that. So that really keeps me on my game, because otherwise I would just lose my mind. Okay, it's already so difficult to be disciplined with online, because you have to make sure that you know when to log on and review your classes, go through the modules and things like that. But one of the things that I really like about my school, I mean, this is the first school that I'm attending online, and a graduate program. So I can only speak for where I go, is that there's so much support. The classes and everything is like super organized. We use Canvas. I don't know if other people use that in their programs, but we use Canvas, and everything is like organized. The classes are posted. You go through the modules. This is where you access your exams, quizzes, everything that has to do with your class. And then, of course, if you need to reach the instructors, you can always reach faculty through email, and they will respond to you probably like at least maximum within 3 days. They will get back to you, and you have access to their phone numbers if you need to call them. So that's really really great. You can always reach out to the librarian if you need to look up stuff. There's so much help and support. You do have advisors that are constantly in touch with you, that will help you with registering for your classes and just talking you through your whole curriculum, so you know exactly what you're doing, what classes you're supposed to register for, and how things are going. So it's been really, really great. But anyway, I that time that I had my baby and I was taking classes was very, very challenging for me. I don't know what I was thinking, but thankfully I made it through that semester successfully. And yeah, I got a lot of support from my family, of course, and my friends, encouraging words. And you need these things when you're in school. If you have them, use all the help that you can. Okay, it's very, very important that you keep the people that care and love you close. So, as I was taking those classes after my surgery, one of the most helpful things was the first week when I came home. I was having a lot of my friends come over, and most of them will bring me cook and bring me food. So of course, it took me like a whole month of not cooking. So that was really, really good. I got like different, sauces and different type of food. Some of my friends will order and just stop by and bring it over. My God, that was such a blessing. I'm so happy and blessed to have all these wonderful people in my life, because that really helped me a great deal. All I had to focus on was make sure I stayed on top of my pain medication. When you have a C-section, you just sitting up like this sometimes will put so much pressure on you, and you will be hurting. So I just made sure like I really took my medications and did all my work. And it was just a lot of reading. And my other class had like weekly quizzes as well. So that took so much of my time. But I try to bond with my baby around that period as much as I could. But after putting myself through all this, exhaustion and overworked my body physically, mentally, I was stressed. I didn't know what I had gotten myself into. I was like, I'm not going to drop these classes. I'm just going to push through. I wasn't doing so bad. So I figured if I just, kept working harder, I would make it. And thankfully, I did. So I decided to give myself a break. So that summer of 2022, of course, I did not take any class. I was like, I'm just going to focus on, my recovery and spend more time with my family. And then I would be all refreshed and start school again in the fall, which was exactly what I did. So come fall, I took advanced physical assessment and evidence-based practice. Now, my evidence-based practice had so much writing. Okay, this class was all about writing, 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 writing. And I love writing, but I will rather just study for an exam and get it over with than sit down and do a bunch of papers. Other people will say otherwise, but everybody, has a different style. So, and then my advanced physical assessment class, I had to do a whole physical exam, like a head to toe exam. So that took so much time because, of course, when you work in the field, you do, assessments, but it's not like a detailed head to toe assessment that you do every day. I mean, it depends on the specialty that you work will determine, how, detail of a physical exam you do every day. But my exam is definitely not as detailed as what we had to do in this class. So that took so much time because you really had to, we have like rubric we go by, and you had to really make sure you go step by step. And if you don't pass this assessment, obviously you can't pass the class. It's considered like, part of the whole passing for that class. So that was a challenge. But thankfully I was able to pass that physical assessment. But that took so much out of me because I'm like, you're trying to do this, you're trying to study for the class, and you're trying to write all these papers for your other class. So that was crazy. But according to what most people say about our program, the most challenging classes you have to go through are like the 3 Ps. So the 3 Ps are like pathophysiology, the physical assessment class, and pharmacology. So I've been through 2 already. Now I am attempting pharmacology. It's what I'm taking currently. I started for this term. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be a lot of memorization. I've already started working on the first module, so we'll see how that goes. It looks like it's a lot of content to go over. So because most of these programs are definitely online, strictly online, you just have to find ways to connect with people. It's very hard because we all work different shifts. We live in different states. So of course, time difference is a great factor. And everybody just, has a different schedule. So sometimes it's like you might email someone and they don't get back to you within, the time period that you expect them to get back to you, or you might email faculty. And but there is a lot of support. You can join. We in my school we do have Facebook groups where you can join these groups for whatever class you're in, and you can just quickly go on there and if it's something you're going struggling with, or you just need a quick response to a question, you can just post it there, and someone hopefully is on there to respond to you right away. And it has been really great. I have connected with quite a few people who have been like my buddies. I can just text them, or send them a quick message or whatever if I have a quick question about something. And but now that I'm in pharmacology, I am trying to see if I can get into a study group, because pharmacology is definitely one of those classes that you need to, like, it's repetition. You have to go over the content and talk about it and memorize it. And, some things you really just have to memorize to get through. But that's another way that has been helpful in this program. So pardon me if you don't hear from me on this channel. It's not because I want to abandon my channel. It's just that YouTube takes a lot. So you definitely don't just want to come here and do anything crappy. You want to be able to make sure that whatever content you put out there is going to be, informative to people, and it's something that someone will be interested in. So I definitely do think about that before, making any type of video to put on here. So editing definitely takes a lot. So I will do my best to try to put out stuff, but if you don't hear from me, just try to follow me on my Instagram. I'm not a big social media person, but sometimes I do drop stuff about my day-to-day life and what's going on with me. So sometimes you can, catch up with what I'm doing. But other than that, that's just what's going on for now.